welcome to the You Can Be Anything podcast skills series. I'm your host Solange Che, and today we're here to talk about number 4 of the skills series. Last week we talked on number 3, part 3 of it, and in part 3 we discussed where we can learn skills. So we talk about the different platforms, the different places where we can learn whatever skill we're interested in learning. Today, we're talking about learning types or learner types. What kind of a learner are you? Yes, Solange, it is important to learn a new skill. It is important to upskill. But sometimes we forget to know that people learn differently. And the worst thing that can happen to you is for you to spend 6 months, 1 year of your life learning something in a way that doesn't really help you. Or you ask yourself, why can I not get it? Why have I been doing this for almost a month, 2-3 months now, but I still don't get it? What is happening? That is most probably because you're using the wrong learning methodology. So today we are going to be talking about the different types of learning, and the goal here is to help you determine which one works for you. When you're able to determine which one works for you, you use that one. I bet you that it's going to make a difference because, again, as I said, there is nothing as painful as just knowing that, hey, I'm working on this thing, I'm going to this class, I'm attending this class, but it's just not going. Maybe that style of teaching or that class style is really not your kind of style, or it's really not what works for you. So today I decided to talk about the different ways of learning. They talk about 7 of them. I've read books or I've gone online and I see information that talks about 7, but today we're going to be talking on 4 of them. We're going to be discussing 4 types of learners. And among these 4 types of learners, I want you to be able to find yourself, right? Let this information help you find where you belong. So number 1 of the 4 types of learners we're going to discuss today is the visual learner. Who is a visual learner? A visual learner is somebody who learns by seeing. They want to see. They want to see diagrams. They want to see charts. They want you to do the doodle, right? They want you to be able to say, hey, this is instance 1, this is instance 2, this is instance 3. For you to be able to connect instance 1 to instance 2, you need this. They want to be able to see that. That is how they learn. If you are that kind of a person, then you want to focus your energy, put your energy in that part of learning. You want to make sure that let the learning material that you're using be geared mostly towards that. I'm not saying that you're going to learn in that way, but I'm just encouraging you to make sure that you focus your learning towards that style, towards that learning type, because that is what works for you. So that was number 1. Number 2 of the learner type that we're going to talk about today is the auditory learner. Who is an auditory learner? An auditory learner is somebody who listens. They learn by listening. I remember back in those days when we were in school, I had those kind of classmates who just needed to be in class, right? They just needed to attend a class, and we have a test in the coming week and they ace it. That is because they learn best by listening. They just need you to tell them. And if you're that kind of a person, you want to make use of that. These days, most classes are recorded. Classes are online. Go back to those classes and listen. Just make practice listening to classes again. So after the class is done, sometimes you don't even need to be seeing it. I know auditory learners who can even just play the class and they are not watching it. They just sit and they listen. If that works for you, please use it. So my goal here is to help you find the kind of a learner that you are, because I know it's going to make things very, very easy for you. That was number 2. The 3rd kind of learner we're going to talk about today is a kinesthetic learner. Who is a kinesthetic learner? This is somebody that learns by doing. They learn by action. Let me call it that way, right? They are hands-on. There are people who they will look. personally, I would describe myself as a kinesthetic learner because particularly when I upskilled, when I decided to learn Salesforce, what I did most of the time was like go on there. I learned a lot on YouTube and on Trailhead, as I've always said. I look at how it's being done and I'm doing mine. So if somebody is creating an instance, if the teacher is creating an instance or is creating a Salesforce dev org, I am creating mine. So I learn by doing, and that works for me perfectly. It just sticks. If you're that kind of a learner, then please do it. Make sure you practice it. Make sure that if you're, let's say you attend a class and you're reviewing that class, even if during that class you did not have the time to do it while the class was going on, go back to that class. Do what they were doing. Practice it, because that is what helps you understand better. Personally, that is what helps me understand better. So if you're that kind of a learner, please practice it and gear most of your energy towards it. Again, let me talk about all 4 of them, then I'll be able to add to this. The 4th kind of learner is the reading/writing learner. Who is this kind of a learner? The reading/writing learner is somebody who reads and they make their own notes. I think that most of us, anyway, I'm talking about the people who probably went to school in Cameroon like me. Most of us did that. We had like summaries. We had like little books. I remember we used to take out sheets of papers from our notebooks and we fold them and we write in tiny, like the tiniest way we can write. Then we use that to revise. That is somebody who learns through reading and writing. So this kind of person is going to read like 2 pages and they will rewrite what they have read in their own words. Then they use what they have written to revise. So that is someone that does reading, they rewrite, and they use it. So that's also a very practical way of learning. I know that when I was younger, I did that a lot. But with upskilling, things have changed a bit. I am more of a mix now, more of a visual and a kinesthetic learner. So you can also be a mixture, right? But truth be told, I doubt if you can be all. You should be stronger in one of them, and that's the one that I want you to find and focus more on. So another thing I like to talk to you about today is I was watching a video of Primus. So Primus is Primus Veku of Primus Learning. He is an AWS expert, right? So he makes short videos on guidance on how to do stuff that are related to AWS. If you are interested in learning what AWS is, that is a good place that you want to stop by and check it out, because his YouTube channel is Primus Learning. So check it out and see. I like what he does, because if I was watching a video of him where he's talking about how to create an E2C instance, right? If you're somebody that learns visually, that is a good video for you because you see what he's doing. If you're somebody that learns, that is a kinesthetic learner, don't only go there and sit and watch what he's doing. As he's doing it in his own instance, you want to be doing it in yours, because that is how it works best for you. But if you are a reading/writing person, this is not very ideal for you, because you can sit there and watch that video for the next hour. Tomorrow, when they ask you how to create an E2C instance, you still will not know. So it is important that you identify the kind of learner that you are, because by doing that, you'll be able to gear your energy towards what works for you. And it's important for you to find what works for you, because it just makes the whole thing more fun and easier. So I hope that this information helps you. I hope that by listening to me for these few minutes, it's going to prick your mind to like, hey, what kind of a learner am I? And by discovering what kind of a learner you are, your whole upskilling journey, it's going to become so simplified. Remember what my goal is. My goal is to support you as you upskill. My goal is to support you as you learn those new skills with the intention of finding your best version, right? So I hope that this information helps you. And by the time we meet again next week, you probably already know the kind of learner that you are, and you dwell your energy on it. Next week, we'll be talking on part 5 of the skill series, and this is where we'll be talking about expectations. What are your expectations as you venture into this path of learning, this new learning path? What should you expect, right? And whatever happens on this path, what can you do? So next week, we're going to be talking about your expectations as you go on this learning journey. And I hope that this information helps you. Please share this with your friends, your colleagues, anybody you know that is on that journey of upskilling, because that is what we do. And I always want to remind you that learning as an adult is not easy. So little tips like these are just here to guide you, to support you, and to make you know that we have done it. There's a ton of other people out there who are doing it. You can do it, so just put your mind to it and do it the right way. I wish you all the best, and I'll see you next week. Be good to each other. Bye-bye.